The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Sylvester Stallone knew his whole life what he wanted to do. For him, it was a chance to inspire others. Life wasn't easy. At birth, he was pulled out by forceps. It's why he looks and speaks the way he does. 1,500 agents said, "No, you're not an actor." His first 3 scenes led to nothing, but he never gave up. Sly sold his first script, Paradise Alley, for $100. That money didn't last long. The last thing he had left was his dog. He got $25. That was rock bottom. He cried, and soon after, watched a fight between Muhammad Ali and Chuck Webner. Webner went 15 rounds but was pounded to a pulp. It inspired Sly, and he wrote for 20 hours straight the entire Rocky movie. Tried to sell it, but nobody wanted it. Too predictable, too sappy. Sly saved those comments and read them to himself the night he won the Oscar. Sly never gave up. One day, 2 guys offered to buy the script for $125,000. Sly said with one condition, "I'm Rocky." No way. We need a star like Ryan O'Neal to play Rocky. Can you imagine? The same guys called him back and offered him $250,000 not to star in his own movie. Sly said no. They countered with $325,000. Sly said no. They compromised. $35,000, points in the movie, and Sly would play Rocky. Rocky has grossed over $225 million and the entire franchise over $1 billion. What's your Rocky moment, folks? What's your vision? Your unstoppable success? You were born to be a money master. The time is now to take massive action.
Let's go over to Don in Odessa, Florida. Don, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Steve. Thank you.
You bet. How you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm a subscriber to your service, and I just want to let you know that I sure do appreciate what you've done for me.
Wow. Thank you very, very much.
The Trader's Edge with your host, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning from TFNN. Welcome to the May 6th terrific Tuesday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, the daily newsletter service that is the intelligence for creating financial freedom. Hope everybody out there had a marvelous Monday, a great Cinco de Mayo celebration. It's now time for a terrific Tuesday, and you know the best way to start our day, well, it's to have clear outcomes, and that's why each morning I let you know that my outcome is to teach you how to master the tools for trading, and that includes the tools of the mind. You see, trading and investing, much like life, it's really all about strategy. And for the next couple of hours, we'll take a look at A to B equals CD patterns. We'll look at Gartley buy, Gartley sell patterns. We'll use these tactics, many others as well, to project price because every game plan needs tactics. But here's the thing. Tactics without strategy, it's a recipe for failure. And in my book, that is not an option. Instead, we'll think like a strategist because strategists slay the tactician all day long. And the foundation of any strategy, well, it's a strong mind. So let's look at one of our tools, the tool I call Know Your Outcome and the Power of Focus. You know, questions, they do control our focus. So my question for you this morning, my question for you each morning is really, what are your outcomes for the day? What are your outcomes for this week? It's May 6th. What are your outcomes for the month? How about the rest of the year? Are they written down? Are they really written down? Are they clear? Are they concise? And then, of course, the real question is, how's your progress thus far? How resolute are you about your outcomes? You know, if you'd like to be resolute, then get out a pad of paper. Get out a pen. Take a few notes because when you know your outcome, you can have the time of your life. And time's really important. Why? Because it's an emotion. If someone ever says to you, I don't have enough time, here's what they're really saying. What they're really saying is they don't have enough emotion. Now, if you're like me, you've got kids in college, if you've got kids and you really know what I'm talking about, or at least I hear from my kids from time to time, and what they say is, hey, Dad, I don't have enough time. And I know what they're really saying to me is, Dad, I don't have enough emotion. Look, here's the thing. If you don't have the time to exercise, what you're really saying to yourself is you don't have enough emotion. If you don't have the time to eat right, what is it that we're really saying? We don't have enough emotion. If you don't have the time to learn a new skill, maybe it's a technical skill, maybe it's a chart pattern, what you're really saying is you don't have enough emotion, because time is nothing more than emotion or lack thereof. Here's the thing to think about. Emotion. Emotion is about moving forward. That's the word, emotion. And to move forward, we've got to have focus, because focus, when you really think about it, it's the ultimate power. You see, focus changes the way we think. It changes the way we feel, and focus changes what we do in any moment. Yesterday, as the markets were opening and things were moved down, many people were focused on, should I get on the short train? I was saying, hey, not so fast. The move lower was not real, and I laid out the reasons why, what the tactics were that we were looking at, what the strategy was in essence. You see, when we change our focus, we change our lives. When we change our focus, we determine the direction that we're going to go in. Now, today's an anniversary day, right? Today's an anniversary day. If I asked you, what is the anniversary of today, most of you are going to say, what? You're going to say it's the flash crash. Now, many folks are thinking about the flash crash of 4 years ago. The real flash crash occurred 60 years ago. It was 60 years ago when a flash named Roger Bannister broke through the 4-minute mile. That was what he crashed. He crashed a record that had been attempted for thousands of years. Yet after, and this is the most amazing thing, after Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile, every other professional runner that had tried to do that had what? They had enough emotion. They had enough emotion to do the same thing, because now they knew that it could be done out there. Yes, every runner changed their focus. When you change your focus, guess what's going to happen? For most of those runners, all those runners, what did they find? They found happiness. You see, real happiness comes from controlling our focus. And for those of us that fail to focus our time, especially our time in areas of the life that really matter, well, we live in what's called the reactionary world. That's a world where we react to one of three things, or maybe all three things. Anything that leads to pain, anything that leads to pleasure, or worse yet, we respond to just simply other people's demands. So here's the key. The key to life, the key to solving problems in your life, write these three things down. Number one, know your outcome. That's what it is that you really want. You want to have emotion. Know your purpose. Why do you really want it? And number three, know what actions you've got to take. What specific actions must you take to make this happen? Yes, folks, outcome, purpose, and action. If you find enough purpose, if you have enough strong reasons why, you'll find the time, because you will have found your emotion. It is Terrific Tuesday. This is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the show. Let's get things kicked off here right now. Dow futures trading down about 12 points. They're trading out at 16,431. S&P futures off about 2 points, trading at 1874. NASDAQ off a point and a half, trading out at 35.89. King dollar back 395 ticks, 39 cents, trading down at 79.13. That means the euro is on fire. Of course, we've been calling that for quite some time. That is broken out of a monthly descending price channel. It did that last month. It's up above weekly resistance. It's up above daily resistance. It's on fire. And, of course, what's that mean for King Dollar? Well, it doesn't mean a stronger dollar out there, because the U.S. dollar index is nothing more than a basket of currency. Of course, the euro is the largest piece of it. Well, then you've got the pound, and you've got the Japanese yen out here. Hey, the pound, we know the pound broke through a very large consolidation pattern. The pound wants to run much, much higher than where it is at right now. Goldilocks back $1.60 right now. She's trading out at $13.07. You've got silver up 6 pennies, trading out at $19.63. Light sweet crude up 44 pennies right now, trading out at $99.92. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. Happy to field your calls. A quick peek across the globe here. DAX struggling this morning off 54 points. The FTSE down 26 points right now. Over in Asia last night, the Nikkei traded off. They trade down 27 points, or were they not open last night? Hang Seng 284. Almost looks like yesterday's date out there. I guess I really wasn't paying attention to the markets overseas. Should have been. But in any event, let's go take a look at yesterday's action. Let's go start with what could be the week index out here. I say could be because this is really what's going to raise the tide out here, the NASDAQ. We're taking a look at the 120-minute chart here for the NASDAQ future yesterday. Coming in that session here at 10 o'clock, we were talking about the potential of a hammer candle. Instead of forming a hammer candle, it formed a three-candle session, morning star reversal pattern. That says the low out here from yesterday inside the NASDAQ. That is a key level, 35.48. Yeah, 35.48. And you can see just below that area is really this nice rising price channel that the NASDAQ has been inside. If we take a look at yesterday's low, that 35.48 level, and go up to the intra-session high so far today that has taken place, that's at 6 o'clock this morning. We'll see a high out there at 36.03. Was not overbought. Was not oversold out there. Just simply a slight pullback coming into the morning open out here. But that pullback not even making a 0.382 retracement, 35.82 out there. Does that mean that that the selling is over? No, not necessarily. A normal pullback here is where? To your 0.618 retracement level, that would be about the 35.69 level. I'm not saying that is going to happen. I'm just saying that would be normal. What is the outlook here? Well, the outlook is several A to B equals CD patterns. If we take a look at the larger one, the one that I believe is really in play here, that's the one that's going to take the NASDAQ up to about the 36.94 level. Now, that is the pattern that is still in play. Has it confirmed? Absolutely not. What has it done? Well, number one, it has broken through that larger descending price channel. Again, this is the 120-minute chart that we're looking at out there. That is bullish. We know that we've seen price try to sell off. We saw that yesterday as it tried to push down into the bottom of that rising price channel. That's the new price channel on the 120-minute time frame that it is traveling in. Until that is broken to the downside with conviction, this market here wants to move higher. Now, maybe today we're seeing a little bit of an A to B equals C to the upside. What's that price projection? Well, if we come off of the lows here from yesterday morning at 10 o'clock up to the highs at 6 o'clock this morning, and let's at this stage here, we don't have anything to assume other than that the low was put in here down at the time frame that we're in right now. This does not end until 10 o'clock. So if the low we've seen thus far happens to be the C point of an A to B equals CD, the 1-to-1 will take us to 36.40. The 1-to-1.272 would be 36.55. If, in fact, we see the futures continue to move higher from this point here, 36.55 is more likely the outcome, and that is what is considered to be the weak dog out there. And why may that happen? Well, that may happen because on the daily chart yesterday, the daily chart, what we were taking a look at and what was so important was the larger descending price channel. You see, we're looking at a 120-minute chart there, and on the 120-minute time frame, you're going to get a different price channel than you are on a daily. Why is that? Because we're using different bodies of different candles out there. We're using co-located opens and closes brought to us by the one and only Bud Rolfs out there, price channels versus trends out there. Well, now if we take a look at the daily chart for the NASDAQ futures, this is the June contract that we're looking at, and yesterday, what happened? Yes, exactly. Price broke out of the descending price channel. So on the daily chart, price broke out. You've listened to the show long enough. You know when you break through a price channel or a trend line, the real bullish move becomes what happens when you come back and you test it. That's what we've seen take place here this morning. Today's session, very important. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. Right now, not much changed here in the futures market. Of course, before we went to break, we were taking a look at the daily chart for the week index out here, the NASDAQ futures. We're taking a look at that descending price channel out here. What we know is that yesterday was the first time that we saw a close above that since the highs were made, since that price channel formed back on the trading session of March the 5th out here. So the key when you break through any type of area of resistance, and that's certainly what it was. What you like to see, the most bullish thing that you would that you could see out there is price coming back, testing that area, and then rejecting it, acting like a little bit of a trampoline out here. Now, then in a relatively choppy market out here, that's pretty easy to understand. But the key here, what we have seen is price came back this morning and it tested it. So today's session is very important. What happens if price gets back inside it? Well, then you'll have a failure out there. And that's not what we should expect. Well, that's not what, from a bullish standpoint, that's not what you would expect to see. So therefore, we've seen a test of that area. If in fact that holds, that then sets up this A to B equals CD if you're watching us on TigerTV, and that's coming off of the low that was put in here on April the 15th. A significant bottom has formed for the moment inside of the market. Yes, a significant bottom has formed in the markets, and this would be additional proof of that. Now, that says the A to B equals CD to the upside. That says that the B point would be taken out. That's 36.1825. Volume or not, if we see a close above that level, that sets up your price move to 36.93. Of course, if we take a look at coming off of the high here in the futures contract, March the 7th, we go from that price high, which is 37.33.25, down to the low that came in on April 15th. What we'll also see is that'll take us up above the 0.786 retracement level, which is 36.62. So if, in fact, the NASDAQ is able to get above that area, and 36.93 is your 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the upside, that says that the highs get tested most likely. And the highs meaning getting back into that swing point from March the 7th, 37.33.25. That would really be the signal that would be coming there. And then what does that mean? Well, that means that the Dow likely creates an expansion pattern, moves above its swing point high. The S&P moves above its current swing point high and creates some type of expansion pattern out there. And we'll take things one moment at a time, one step at a time. But this is the message of the NASDAQ. What's the message of the Euro-Japanese yen? What's it doing here this morning? Well, it already tested, in essence, the top of its descending trend line out here this morning, back at testing out the bottom of its trend line. We want to be paying close attention to this because if anything's going to derail the move higher inside the markets, it'll likely come from the currency pair. Now, that doesn't mean that if we see this currency pair break this low, that automatically things begin to move to the downside. That's where we start to take a look at any kind of divergence correlation between this and the S&P 500. But at this stage here, this is traveling down into a level of support. Of course, it's getting narrower and narrower. We're going to see a breakout of this pattern at some point in time here soon. I just can't tell you when. If we take a quick peek here at Goldilocks and at silver, let's go see what the two of these are doing out here. We had gold do what? We had gold break through its trend line. Is the move real? Is this move real? What I can tell you is absolutely real here is that the bulls are certainly defending the price point area of 1277.40 out there, because each time down we've seen bullish reversal signals, candles that have formed out there. Yeah, intra-session you can see spikes lower, but at the end of the day, as you take a look at the bodies of the candles, the bodies of the candles tell you exactly where the bulls are defending their position. Now what we know, it's broken kind of an ultra short-term trend line. That is the green diagonal line going across my screen out here. Price broke through that with some conviction. We saw some additional moves higher. The key level to be watching now, there's really two key levels inside of Goldilocks, in my opinion. One is the 200-day exponential moving average. That's in the 1323 range. And then becomes that little rising price channel that it broke out of. You see, in the case of gold, it broke through the rising price channel. It went back and, in essence, tested that area. Did it get right to it? No, it didn't get right to it. That was on April the 14th. Of course, then what we saw here was we saw a big move down, big spike down, big old bearish engulfing. That candle, in fact, it engulfed, 5 trading sessions out there. That's what set up the move down to test the 1277.40 level out here. So at this stage, the move thus far has to be stated as it is real until we see some type of failure out here. We haven't seen that at the moment. Of course, I'd like to see more conviction behind the move to prove that that move is real. Inside of silver, well, the move inside silver, again, this is a continuous contract that we're taking a look at. Key here is getting above that high from December 31st, $19.82. We'll be right back, folks.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization execution capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
And we're up to the races. We got the Dow off 58 points, trading out at 16,472. S&P down about 6, traded 1879. The composite down 11 points, trading at 41.27. Russell 2000 off 4 points, trading out at 11.22. Apple up 72 cents right now, trading out at 601 and a change, 601.50 or so. Leading the charge, the upside this morning is EOG Resources. EOG is the ticker symbol, up 5%. They were out with numbers. Net income $661 million versus $495 from the prior year. Nice job out there on the bottom line. Let me see here if I can find any top line numbers here. No, I don't see the top line numbers. Nonetheless, they are trading up. Anadarko Petroleum, APC up 4% this morning, up $4 and change out here. Avago Technologies, AVGO is a ticker symbol, up 4%, up $2.80. AER Cap Holdings, AER is a ticker symbol, up 6%, up $2.71. They're out with numbers, net income of $54 million versus $67. So they did not beat the bottom line. Revenues, though, let's see, $264 million versus $245. So no problem beating the top line. A little bit of expense control or something going on inside AER Cap Holdings. We got Barrett Bill Corp. BBG is a ticker symbol. They're up a nice 10% this morning, up $2.46. No numbers that I see behind them. DirecTV, DTV, up 3%, up $2.42. They are out with numbers. They reported, what did they report? Come on, where is it on my screen? Revenues are up 4%. Not much I know, to about $7.86 billion out here. Looks like their earnings per share was $1.09 versus $1.20. Nonetheless, they are trading higher this morning. Nautilus, NLS is the ticker symbol. They're up about 10% this morning, up 87 cents. Nautilus had a net income of 5.4 versus 5.2 from the prior year for the first quarter. Their first quarter sales really outpacing last quarter, $72 million versus $59.2. So Nautilus getting nice and strong, doing some exercises to the upside. To the downside here, leading the charge, you got Athena Health, ATHN, off about 12%, down about $15. Trade out at 112. Stone Energy, SGY, getting stoned this morning, down 8%, off $4. Let's see here. They're also out with the numbers. Net income of 25.9 versus $40 million from the prior first quarter out here. Let me see if I can find. And let's see. I got their revenue numbers. And not so easy. Not so easy out here on the revenue line. So, there we go. $222 million versus $232 out there. We have Twitter. That's trading off about 8% this morning. I guess you got some shares, lockup shares coming free. And so some folks getting some cash out here. Rosetta Stone, or Rosetta Resources is the actual name of the company. ROSE is the ticker symbol. It's trading down about 6% this morning. Off about $2.93. Advanced Energy Industries, AEIS, down 13%, off about $3. Amazon down 0.8% off $2.50. LinkedIn off $2.50. New Skin Enterprises, NUS, off about 2 and about 3% off $2.70 out there. So let's go. Let's see. We took a look at gold. We took a look at silver. We just took a look at the NASDAQ futures out there. Let's go take a look at light sweet crude. Let's go see what light sweet crude is doing here, and then we'll take a look at some of these stocks. Maybe we'll go and explore the S&P 500 sectors out here. We take a look at light sweet crude. Just yesterday, trying to move higher, trying to go test the bottom of its rising price channel, but just simply failing once it got up to the price level of 101.44 out there. Right now, just consolidating sideways. Let me take a look at the relative strength index out here. Not in the oversold condition, so no reason for light sweet crude to not continue its move lower. Next move lower, most likely around the $96 area. That would be your 0.618 retracement off of the low from January 13th. $91 even, Steven, out there, all the way up to that little doji candle on April the 16th out at 104.10. The 0.382 retracement has held as support. Of course, that's not too shabby out there. A break of 99.10 with any kind of conviction, and most likely $96 would be on the horizon, and that is in a light sweet crude. Let's go take a look at here. So let's take a look at Apple. I was noticing this this morning, as I was trying to get a feel for what's going on inside the NDX 100. What is it that's going to go ahead and take prices higher? And as we take a look at Apple, we know Apple here, it's in the oversold on the daily chart out here, but boy, it continues to do it with pretty decent conviction. Now, the first level of conviction, now let's pull this back a bit. When you take a look at where price might move to on any stock chart, the very first area that your eyes should be glued to is where are the prior swing points. Well, in the case of Apple had a fairly large downdraft. It began on the trading session of December 3rd, 2012. Apple had traded up that day to $594.59, 13 million shares. Now, when it moved down and it gapped down with 19 million shares on the very next day. that made that area an area of resistance. But that area of resistance was hit with what? It was hit hard, not necessarily from a volume standpoint, but it was hit hard with a wide-ranging bar that was on the trading session of April the 28th after they had come out with the earnings out there. And so that was making a nice move higher, wide-ranging bar. Now what happened here is price stopped at the top of that red line. That's the top of that swing point. That's the top of that price level, 594.59. And what took place here yesterday was price actually got above that area. That says at 594.59. Now, it did it with light volume. 10 million shares going against the level here of what? Well, actually going against, I got to pull it all the way back here, going against the level of 37 million. No, is it 37 million shares? 13 million shares out there. Well, why is it that I had that? I think I grabbed the wrong price. I grabbed the downdraft out here. Let me go back and take a look at that price point. There we go. Let's do this. Let's do this properly here. So how about Apple may actually be above that swing point with volume. Not necessarily the downdraft, but the actual swing point. And swing points, as Tom likes to tell us, that's where things walk and squawk out here. So no, it's a little bit lighter volume. Yesterday, about 10.2 million versus the swing point that's got 13 million shares. Nonetheless, the level of 594.59 may continue to now act as a support level. That being the case, where is the next area? Well, we had a 1.272 butterfly that had also formed out here. But, of course, you wouldn't have just traded that because you would not have gotten any kind of reversal signal out here. So that says the 1.618 area on its butterfly. That would be the next level where price might gravitate to. That would say, okay, 625.56. What do we have at 625.56 to stop it? Actually, nothing. You'd actually come all the way back up here. If you take a look at the next prior swing point, it takes you back to October 18th of 2012, and the high out there is 642.06. In fact, that is an area that has acted as resistance. The reason I say that is because there's a gap down on October 8th, 22 million shares to the downside. Let's put a black line across the screen out here. And it looks to me like that is where Apple is headed to. Looks like it's headed to that area of resistance that's going to be right in the price range area of about 651.28. So somewhere between 626 to 651, and I'd have to say at this stage 651 more likely the case. Now we do have to recognize prices in the extreme overbought condition. That's using the 14-period relative strength indicator out here. Maybe Apple, starts to travel sideways for a bit and work that condition off, but it is up above an important resistance area. With a pretty nice-looking bar out there. Let's go take a look at some of these stocks here that are moving and grooving. Let's take a look at some things that are moving to the upside here. Anadarko Petroleum, APC is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what it is doing out here. What it's taking on is a $5 and change. Looks like it's up and over a swing point. Boy, this thing had a heck of a nice sign of a strength out here. Let's go ahead and delete everything that's on the chart. Let's go take a look at it. Let's actually put this on a this is pretty powerful. Let's go. I want to take a look at the weekly chart first and get my bearings as to where this thing is traveling. Now, this is at all-time highs out here. How about this? So we don't have the week is not over, but let's go take a look at the daily chart. So the daily chart shows that this is taking over a B point, which happens to be the April 4th high, which is at 103.50. Now, only 19 million shares there. I say only because the prior day, that was a sign of strength. That was a sign of strength with 44 million shares. So whether or not it's going to have the volume today, 19 million or more, right now you've done 1.1 million shares in 13 minutes of trading, but this could be setting up a very large A to B equals CD to the upside. Actually, a pattern that you would really look at, the confirmed A to B equals CD already took place. That looks like this. If we take a look at Anadarko Petroleum, the way I would draw it, I would take the A point as being the low back on June 4th of 2012, $56.42. I would use as my B point where it crossed with volume as the October 30th, 2013 high, which was $98.47, a retracement down into the area of about December 18, 2013, a low of $78 even Steven. This says here, and it was taken out with volume on that trading session with 44 million shares, that being the B point out here. So 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the upside in Anadarko Petroleum. Looks like it wants to move to about the 120 level. Right now trading out at 104.60. Very strong looking chart out there. Anadarko Petroleum, APC. Let's go take a look at EOG Resources, number 2. Up on our system, up about 5%, up $4.64. this morning. Let's go take a look at it, see what it is doing. It's trying to take over a B point out here. It has sold off a bit since then, but the B point is the April 24th high, 105.50, 3.7 million shares out there. Let me put some volume up on the screen here, see what we have done here so far today. Wow, 1.3 million shares. So it's got the volume today to take out that B point. It closed above 105.50, sets up several potential A to B equals CD patterns out here. This has got plenty of A to B equals CD patterns that I can see inside of this equity. It has not taken out that level, but if it does close above 105.50, the small A to B equals CD pattern, you just come off of the low here from March the 12th to the high of April 24th. Nonetheless, this looks pretty strong out here. That says 1-to-1 would take you to 110.64, but that's just a very small. That's not where price. If price closes above the 105.50 area, it'll run much higher than that. 114.60, 119.76 or so out there, and that is on EOG Resources. Let's take a look at the Carmike Cinemas, CKEC out here. Carmike Cinemas. Yeah, that's how it's spelled. CARMIK is the ticker symbol. No, I mean that's the name. CKEC is the ticker symbol. I don't know who Carmike Cinemas is. Let's see, maybe you do. They operate motion picture. I figured that. Exhibitors in the United States. Operates digital cinema and 3D cinema theaters. Maybe they go underneath some other name. I don't know where they're located out here. 706 is the area code. Not sure where 706 is. I think that's the Northeast, but I could be wrong about that. Nonetheless, if we take a look at the Carmike Cinemas, they reported a loss of, looks like about 14 cents per share out here. But this thing has taken off topside with some nice volume behind the move. It's taking out a B point. It's taken out a B point here, which had some volume. This was the volume from March the 5th, the B point from March the 5th. The high out there is 32.60, 433,000 shares. Today it's already done 219,000 shares. Man, we've got some A to B equals C to the upside patterns that are out here in droves, big time, and that's a big one. Because really, the A to B equals CD pattern on this one, you'd come all the way back down to lows of $16.92 from August the 19th out there, $17.40 out here. We have got a number of A to B equals CD patterns to the upside here. That is suggesting a really significant bottom that had formed. That's what it's suggesting to me on April the 15th out there. I know there's not a lot of believers out here. There's a lot of naysayers. But so be it. I'm just calling the patterns the way that they are coming off. And this one here looks like $43.35 as an eventual price target here for Carmike Cinemas. Looks like everybody here, that's pretty wild, isn't it? What are these guys doing right? I guess it's the 3D piece of it, because this thing is at all-time highs. Everybody in this is at the party having some popcorn. Maybe they're using a little of that Kerrygold. Is it Kerrygold? Yeah, Kerrygold butter. That's the type of butter you want to put on your popcorn out there. 706 is Georgia. Thank you, SB in the den out there. So I wonder if they go under the name of Carmike or if they use some other name out there. But 3D cinemas, now, I've watched a 3D movie or so on TV. That's hard to find, much in the way of 3D out there, but kind of cool. Kind of cool when you watch it. And I came from a world of 3D where I was creating three-dimensional images inside solid blocks of transparent materials, primarily glass out there. So I'm into the 3D thing. In any event, let's go take a look at some things that are moving to the downside here. We got A to B equals C to the upside. Guess what? We got A to B equals C to the downside too. I'm sure we'll experience a couple of those. Let's go take a look at Athena Health. This is not one, but this is going to probably show volume off of the top. ATHN out here. Athena Health down 12% this morning. I believe it was Einhorn that mentioned yesterday at something else. This is well off of its highs out here. I take that back, that he was short the stock. This thing here now coming back into a recent sign of strength out here. This may find some support right around the 108.65-ish range, perhaps. We'll take a look at volume. We'll take a look at Athena Health when we get back from this break. Dow's off 65, S&P down 6. Be right back, folks.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com. Eastern legend tells of a fair maiden who was offered a rare gift by the king of the land, a bag of pearls. The king promised that she could keep the largest, most perfect pearl she could find with these 3 conditions. 1, choose only 1 pearl. 2, remove 1 pearl at a time, accept or reject it. And 3, if rejected, it would be lost forever. She began by looking at the pearls, passing on many special treasures. She delved deeper into the bag, and soon the pearls were replaced with pebbles. Sadly, she went home empty-handed. Folks, replace pearls with time, because we cannot go back even 2 seconds. We live in the eternal moment of now. So when now are you going to take advantage of my offer to you, a subscription to my daily investment newsletter service, Mastering Probability, where you can experience the most incredible pearls for trading and investing, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator and Strategy. The offer? It gets better. A 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't go home empty-handed. Mastering Probability. Available on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. The Dow off about 80 points right now. S&P down 7. NASDAQ Composite off 14. Russell down 7 points. Before we went to the break, we were taking a look at Athena Health. ATHN is the ticker symbol here. Einhorn mentioning yesterday, just a slight mention, that he is short the equity. Now, I don't know what his price target was on the short out here, but certainly if, regardless of having any of that information, If you took a look at this weekly stock chart and you were to pick out areas of a target on a fall, where it would fall to, your eyes would immediately be attracted to two high-volume bars out here. The first one taking you back to December 2011. It's a weekly chart we're looking at. The high there, 62.58. The low, 48.68. And it would look like that over time, it looks like that is where it is headed to. So you got 62 to 49, and you also have a high-volume bar that goes from 27 to 37. So if that $49 level fails, that is where Athena Health would be, and it's being taken to the mattresses as we speak. Right now, it's trying to get into a level that could act as a support, and that is at the highs from July 12, 2013. Only 5.2 million shares there. Last week, 2 weeks ago, it did 7 million shares. Last week, 5.6 million shares. So it's coming into those areas a bit strong. 5 million shares here the week of October 18th, and it's already inside that bar. That says that the low of that session should be tested 104.66. That is on Athena Health. Let's go back and take a look at the markets. Let's go take a look at let's start off by taking a look at the daily charts. And as we began the hour, we were looking at the NQ. We were looking at the NQ and how it had broken through its descending price channel. So far this morning on the move lower, all that it's doing is testing the descending price channel. The body of a candle truly is the essence of price out here. We've the extreme emotions, emotion. Right, that's how we really began our day out here. You can see the extreme emotions pushing through that level. Again, the most bullish thing that you could see today is this descending price channel here hold. That descending price channel, I suspect it is going to hold, and we're going to see these prices move higher out there. So, look, if you're short, you're short. Just make sure that you're using stops. If you're long, make sure that you're using stops. At all times, use stops in the market because we cannot control what it is that the market is going to do. All we can do is use proper money management, find an ideal trade, let the market go do its thing out here. But at this stage, what the NASDAQ, which is supposedly one of the weak links out here, you can see the body of price is just simply holding its own inside of that descending price channel. That is more bullish than it is bearish, even with the markets pushing down lower. If we now switch over and we take a look at the euro, Japanese yen, to see what it is doing, hasn't broken through its rising trend line out here. That's the red diagonal line coming off of the lows from November the 7th. So in the currency area, and this is the currency, this is the carry trade. This is this tells you there's plenty of liquidity. It's one of the tools that tells us there's plenty of liquidity inside of the market. It has not broken a rising price trend line out here. That is more bullish than bearish. If we go take a look at the VIX index, just to kind of round this out here, the VIX index, as long as it trades below the 50-day exponential moving average, which is at 1425 right now, the VIX trading at 1361. It says liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. So the bears, they're doing the best they can, but if we take a look at the 30-minute chart here for the NASDAQ, we're seeing that we got a little hammer candle that is forming as we speak. However, there's less than 2 minutes left in the trading session, so I won't know until the beginning of the next hour. When we come back, to that next hour, I'll let you know if there's a hammer candle that formed on the 30-minute chart. That's the sign of the bulls. Folks, it is Terrific Tuesday. As always, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it very much. Have a great Tuesday. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This is TFNN.